this story that you have called and you're looking forward to hear is coming from Arabia, from the Arabic Peninsula. And it starts somewhere in the middle of the desert. In the middle of the desert, in the middle of the day, when the sun is at its highest point on the sky. And it's hot. Very hot. Super hot. So hot that if you dare to step bare feet on the sand, maybe your souls would be burned. So I'm calling you right now. What images do you see here in this desert? What do you see? What is happening? Skulls somewhere, skeletons laying on the sand.
The horizon melting from heat.
Yes, the horizon is melting from the heat. And there is no clear, defined line between the earth and the sky. Because everything has become blurry. Yes. What else?
The sun is so bright it feels like it takes over the whole sky.
Yes. The sun is so bright that takes over the sky. Let's see here.
Big, huge sand dunes, mountains of sand.
Yes, in the distance, the sand hills. There they are. Maybe next day they're not there, because who knows? Maybe the wind will take them and move them over there. Yes, exactly. Anything else you see? Silence. And the scorpion. Silence. And the scorpion. Running somewhere, hungry and thirsty. Thirsty was also the camel driver who was crossing this desert. He was a camel driver with not one camel, not one, not two, nor three. He had 5 camels, one tied to the second, tied to the third, all of them in a row, carrying goods. He was going to Baghdad to sell goods. All the things in the baskets on the right and on the left side of every camel. The best camel, his best camel, in the very front. This one is the one that he can trust the most, leading the way through the desert. And despite the fact that it's so hot and he's thirsty, and his animals are also thirsty, he is singing. Let's hear the song that he is singing. Indeed, this is the song that he was singing. He was singing and traveling and wishing that soon he would arrive somewhere where there is water. And in the distance, in this blurry horizon, he sees something that looks like a village. And he's waiting to get there to rest for a while. And he's approaching first camel, second camel, third camel, fourth camel, fifth camel, with all the goods in the baskets. He's approaching, and he now sees clearly the first house. And this first house is having an orchard, a little farm of trees, not any tree. Peach trees. Do you like peaches? Yeah. And this orchard is having a fence, a wall out of stones. And he knows that it is peaches trees, because over the wall hangs one branch of one peach tree with 3 ripe, delicious, yummy, juicy peaches. Can you see them? They are so delicious, so ripe. That nectar juice from the peaches drops down on the earth, and just there on the soil, thousands of ants are getting there to drink this juice, this nectar. Beautiful, right? Meanwhile, the camel driver looks inside the orchard gate and sees the orchard owner sitting under a tree. And the camel driver thinks of this man in envy. Look at this man over there, this orchard owner. He's so lucky. He gets to stay and dig the earth and work with the land every day. He gets to speak with his sons and kiss his wife every day. While me, I am cursed to walk and travel day by day, every day. It's unfair. So this is what is happening in the head of the camel driver. What do you think happens in the head of the orchard owner?
He's envious too.
He's envious too. Why?
He gets to travel to all of the lands.
Yes.
5 camels.
He has 5 camels.
Free.
He's free, yes. Yeah, exactly. These are his thoughts. He's thinking, look at that camel driver. Look at him. He's so lucky. He's so lucky having 5 camels and the ability to go and explore the world and travel and discover. And me, I'm rooted to the spot like my trees. It's unfair. Have you ever felt this way? Maybe. So while these 2 men are having these thoughts, the first camel of the caravan is approaching the 3 ripe peaches. Do you remember these ones? They're still there. Yeah. And you know, all of a sudden, thirsty camel just stretches her neck and starts eating them. She's enjoying. Meanwhile, the orchard owner sees the camel. And in his fury and in his envy and feeling this injustice, he takes a stone and he launches it to the camel. And the camel is hit here in the middle of the forehead. And in a split of a second, she's down on earth, dead. And the camel driver, his camel is dead. His camel is dead. Not just any camel, the best camel he had. He's now dead in a split of a second, and he is also captivated by the fury and the anger. So he takes a stone as well, and he launches it to the orchard owner. And the orchard owner is not quick enough, and the stone hits him here on the temple, and he falls down dead. Now, a camel dead is one thing. A human dead is another thing. All sorts of things happening inside the camel driver. All sorts of things. He accidentally killed a man. What shall he do? What shall he do? Very silently, very silently. He's unleashing the first dead camel, and he's navigating the second camel, trying to escape, return back in the desert where nobody can find him. But he's been seen. He's been seen, and he's been witnessed by the sons of the orchard, and they are running after him. They are running after him quick as the wind. Murderer, murderer, they tell him. You killed our father, you killed our father. And they grab him. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kill him. It was an accident, he died in the stone and you killed our father, you are a murderer, they tell him. But I'm willing to pay because I didn't mean to kill him, I'm willing to pay, he says. And from his pocket, he takes out a little wallet. And he's opening the wallet and he's showing, here, I have gold, I have blood money. I'm willing to pay, I'll give you all the gold. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kill your father. Meanwhile, it's Arabia, neighbors, here. They hear the fuss outside and they come to see, curious what is happening. And they all shout, bring him to the judge, take him to the judge. So this is what they do. Who else to bring justice than the judge? So they grab him and they take him. The sons take the camel driver to the judge and the crowd behind, yoo-hooing. And they go in the middle of the village where the judge lives. And the judge already knows that something is happening because he can hear the sound, he can hear the noise. And he's going outside and he's asking, what is the matter? What has happened? And the sons are saying, this man is a murderer. He killed our father. Because of him, we will not be any more able to harvest the peaches with our father. Because of him, we will not be able to drink sweet hot coffee in the cafe of the village. Because of him, we will not be able to speak with our father in the middle of the night, gazing at the stars. He's a murderer. We want him dead, they say. Now the judge, he is cool. He's not in the emotions. He's turning to the camel driver, asking him, what do you have to say about this? And the camel driver is saying, well, I'm sorry. He goes down on his knees, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kill your father. It was an accident. It was really an accident. And I have blood money, I have gold, and I'm willing to pay for your loss. But nothing can pay off the loss of a father, say the sons. Nothing, no money, no gold can bring him back. We want you dead. A life for a life, death for death, blood for blood. Are you with me? Yeah. And the judge says, well, camel driver, seems like there is no other way. They don't accept your blood money. It's time for you to die. And he clicks his fingers. And in a split of a second, the executioner comes out of the house with his sword, long, shining, sharp to perfection, with a skin of a sheep rolled under the other arm. And he approaches a camel driver and he says, camel driver, time for you to die. Here, he unrolls the rag of the sheep's skin and puts it on the earth and tells him, here, pray, make your peace with your Creator before you depart to the other world. And the camel driver is feeling all sorts of things. Just 5 minutes ago, he was going to Baghdad, and now he's going to the other world. Life happens in this way sometimes. Yeah. 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 And he is lost. He doesn't know what to do. Begin praying, digesting what has happened. He's really confused, and his stomach is doing this and squeezing and earthquaking and all sorts of things. And in the middle of his despair, he's almost on the floor, on the rag, and he's about to begin praying. And all of a sudden, wait, he says, wait. I am a man sentenced to death, right? That's right, says the judge. Well, then I have a wish, a final wish. I have a final wish. I deserve. All condemned men have a final wish, don't they? Yes, they do, says the judge. So go on. What do you wish for? You are entitled a final wish before death. What do you think he's wishing for?
His camel back.
His camel bag. I want my camel bag. He's thinking, yeah, what else?
Peach.
I would love to have a final taste of a peach before I surrender to the other world. Yes. What else you think?
A glass of water.
A glass of water, because he's thirsty. And this fire is just burning more and more, ready to burn him now. Yeah. 3 days and 3 nights. This is what I'm wishing for. 3 days and 3 nights, and I'll be back, says the camel driver. And the crowd did this sound. Let's hear the sound of the crowd. Yeah, right. Sure, yeah, right. The crowd is speaking out loud. Everybody's laughing and yoo-hooing. Yeah, right, you're going to return. And the judge says, do you understand what you're wishing? Are you aware? No condemned man has ever asked such a thing. It's not eligible, sorry. It's not eligible. It's not eligible unless someone else from this crowd over here wants to take your place. If ask, maybe someone who is willing to give up his life for your life. Maybe someone wants to take your place. Ask. And the camel driver turns to the people and he's asking, dear fellows, dear people of this village, I'm asking for someone of you to take my place. All I'm asking is 3 days and 3 nights, and I promise, and I give my word that I will return. I will return on time, and I'll take your spot, and then I'm ready to die. And the crowd is, yeah, right, sure. Who is going to volunteer for death? Who is going to volunteer for death? And they are laughing and so on. But in the very back of the crowd, there is a voice which says, me, I'm willing to take your place, says a voice. And with these words, the crowd splits in two, and there is all of a sudden a corridor, and in the end of the corridor is an old man, a very old man, white hair, stick. He's walking. His voice is cracking. I'm ready. I'm gonna replace you, says the old man. And he's coming in front. Now the judge is asking the old man, are you good today? Did you have your coffee in the morning, or are you sleepy still? Because you understand that if this man does not return, that means that we're gonna take off your head. Yes, yes, says the old man. I know, I drank my coffee today with sugar. Yeah, and I'm ready. I'm ready to take his place. All right, says the judge, all right. And the crowd is like, no, this old man is fool, crazy, volunteering to death. It's a clear death. The camel driver will be lost, gone, we're never gonna see him in front of our eyes ever again. Sorry, old man, they are saying. So the camel driver has been given one of his camels, and very quickly, you know how quickly he can be. He's jumping on the camel, and the camels, believe me, they are fast animals, although they look slow. And they start galloping in the middle of the desert, and dust appears over, and he's gone. He's gone in the horizon. And the old man is taken down, down, down to the dungeon. I hope I'm saying this word right, because I'm not sure I get it right. Into the prison for 3 days and 3 nights. And in the prison, down there is nothing but silence. The old man is left there with his thoughts, or better said, questions. Yes, he's been given food. Yes, he's been given water. But there, it's just silence. Maybe perhaps a rat visits him from time to time. Now 1 day passes by, 2nd day passes by, 3rd day passes by, 3rd night, and now it's becoming the 4th day morning. 4th day morning, the sun is rising in the blurry, dusty horizon. The skulls are still laying there in the desert. The scorpion is still hungry, looking for the food. But the camel driver has not been seen. Has not been seen, he is not back. So the judge gives order, bring the old man from the dungeon. And they bring him. And in the split of a second, he's doing this, and the executioner appears. Again, with his sword, long and shiny, sharp. The skin sheep rug rolled under the arm. And the judge says, I'm sorry, old man. The camel driver tricked you. He's not back. You took his place. So, I'm afraid your moment has come. So the executioner, the rug down on the soil, and tells the old man, time for you to make your prayer, to make peace with the Creator. You're going to visit him or her very soon. So the old man is contemplating. He's in the middle of this contemplation and prayer, and he's thinking that his life is nothing. And he's also thinking that his life is everything. And he's contemplating And when he's done, he turns to the executioner and tells him, strike hard, executioner. And he splits his hair like this and bows his head down on the ground. And the executioner takes his sword, rests it on the neck of the camel driver. Sorry, the neck of whom?
The old man.
Yeah, of the old man. And lifts it up and brings it down and rests it there one more time. He's ready to strike, and he lifts it up. Now he knows where he's going to strike, and he's about to bring it down when a voice in the distance is saying, wait, wait, somebody's coming. And all the crowd turns in this direction, and there, in the middle of the desert, there is sand going this way, and someone on a camel is arriving. They cannot see clearly who is this person, because this person's head is covered. He's covered, and this person is coming, approaching, galloping in the middle of this village where the execution is about to happen. And this person is going to the old man and takes him from his arms and says, I'm sorry, old man, It took me a little bit longer than I expected. I'm sorry, I challenged you so much. And takes out this cloth that was in front of his face, and it was the Camel Driver. I'm here, says the camel driver. I'm here, and he puts the old man on the side, and he is going down. I'm ready, executioner, hit me. And the crowd and the judge are like puzzled. What the heck has happened here? Wait, says the judge. Wait a little bit. Let's take a breath here. Let's take a breath all together. Or maybe better, 3 breaths. And exhaling on the last exhalation. Yeah, you have done this, right? Maybe. Mm-hmm. Let's take a breath here. Let's see what has happened. It's surprise floating in the air. And the judge asks the camel driver, what has happened with you? Why did you return? Why? Why did you return? We thought you were going to be long gone. And where were you these 3 days? And the camel driver says, well, there is a widow woman in my village, a widow woman who is poor and has trusted me with her jewelry. And I have hidden it in a good place that nobody would find. And I was in charge whenever she needed this jewelry to be given to her. And I really needed to go and return to this woman the jewelry, because I made a promise to her, but also because if I did not return it, I would be considered as a thief. And not only me, but 7 generations after me. I'll say this again. 7 generations after me, my children and my grandchildren and my grand-grandchildren and so on, would be considered thieves. And I'm not a thief, this I know. And then I returned to the woman, the jewelry, and I went back to my home, and I said goodbye to my son, the little one, who did not want me to go. And he was crying, and he was embracing my feet. And I sang him songs, and I told him stories until he fell asleep. And I put him on the bed. And then I turned to my wife and I told her how much I love her. And I kissed her goodbye. And I came here as quickly as I could. And here I am, and I'm ready to die now. No need to delay things further. I'm ready. Wait, says the judge, wait. And turns to the old man. Old man, tell us your story. Why did you want to take this man's place? Why? And the old man says, what do you think he's saying?
I've lived my life.
I've lived my life.
He was in the position of the sons of the jarred ones or orchards ones.
Yeah.
So he asked for someone to die.
Maybe he was once in this place of the son of the orchard owner. And he asked for someone's death. And it was the moment to repay, to pay back. Maybe. The old man turns to the judge and says, I believe in a world in which a human's word counts. I believe in a world where people are mature and responsible, and they act as they say. And if this world does not exist, then I'm ready to die, because I don't want to live in a different world than this. Good, says the judge. Good. And me, says the judge, me, I was taught that without mercy and compassion and seeing the big picture and behind the obvious, there is no true judgment. So this day, no blood will be spilled. No blood will run on earth. Instead, a celebration will happen. Come inside, says the judge. And he's inviting the old man and the camel driver and the sons of the orchard owner. And they count the gold on the scale. And the camel driver is giving the gold to the sons. And they are drinking together pomegranate wine. And it is said that they are still there, speaking about a world they want to live in. Speaking about the world they want to live in. And that's the story. Well, you know what is following, right? Feeding the story. And I'm inviting you to share images from this story. Images that are vivid in your head, in your imagination, in your vision now.
Camel driver lying his asleep son in bed.
The camel driver laying his son, on the bed.
The dust that followed the camel driver when he left and when he came back.
The dust. in the desert. Yeah.
The sword resting twice on the neck.
Yeah, the sword. Yeah, resting twice on the neck of the old man.
Giving back the jewelry to the widow.
Yes. Giving back the jewelry to the widow woman, yes. Can you see this one?
The old man sitting in the darkness in prison.
Yeah, the old man sitting in the pitch dark of the prison.
Sweet drops of the peaches dripping in the ground.
Yeah. The sweetness, the sweet juice of the peaches.
The cause of everything.
The cause of everything. If only they were not there. If only they were not there and they were not so juicy and so seducing. Yeah. Let's blame them.
The satisfaction of the orchard owner's children when the judge said that the man needs to be killed.
The satisfaction, the sense of justice. Yeah, when the judge decides that yes, the camel driver will die now.
Saying goodbye to the wife.
Yeah, saying goodbye to the wife.
The young son crying.
Yeah, the boy crying at the feet of his father.
The disappointment of the sons when nobody would be killed.
How in split of a second beings died and the whole life changed
Yeah,
with the rock.
yes. How in a split of a second a being is dying, crossing this threshold so quickly between this world and the other world, and everything changes.
They restore trust and faith in everyone's psyche when the camel driver returned.
The restoration that happens in the souls and the hearts of the people because he's returning, yeah. Yeah. All of these and even more probably are alive inside of us now. Here's a moment of reflection for you. I'm gonna give you 2 invitations. 1, what is shaking inside of you right now? What is cracking open inside of you right now? And another one, what is the world that you want to live in? What is the world that you want to live in?